Browns 36-22 winners here in Houston at NRG Stadium, and it sets up, Mary Kay, a win-and-in scenario for the Browns on Thursday at Cleveland Browns Stadium. I'm sure they would have loved to have clinched a playoff spot this weekend if one of those 8 scenarios would have played out. But let's be honest, the idea of potentially clinching in a primetime game on Thursday night at Cleveland Browns Stadium is about as good as it gets for this fan base and this team.
Yes, absolutely, and that is exactly what Browns fans deserve. It has been rocking on the lakefront all season long. This is such a fun and exciting football team, and Thursday night is going to be a blast. It's the holiday season. They have a chance to go 8-1 at home, clinch, and that's exactly what Browns fans deserve.
And Ashley, after a performance like this today, it's hard not to feel good about this team's chances. Look, the Jets have a good defense, but they're still the Jets. It's hard not to feel good about this team's chances.
You're right, and there's just, I think with each win and week that goes by, I know, Mary Kay, you think this, I 100% agree, there's something special about this team right now. You look at the way so many things have gone wrong for them, particularly from an injury standpoint. I mean, there were multiple points this season where you could have looked at this team and thought, it's over. When they lost Nick Chubb, when they lost Deshaun Watson are just 2 of the examples. But no matter what they faced, they find a way for different guys to step up and creative ways to win.
Okay, one of the reasons they won today, and one of the reasons they've been winning, Joe Flacco and Amari Cooper, Mary Kay. Amari Cooper first became the first Browns receiver with back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and then he topped that accomplishment by setting a single-game receiving record. So him and Joe Flacco about as on the same page as you can get, and they put it all on display today.
Yeah, they've been dynamite together, and that's a major reason lately that the Browns have continued to win. And they're putting on this aerial explosive display. It's fun to watch, and I maintain that Amari Cooper, I think he's probably the best Browns receiver I have ever covered. I've covered some good ones, but no one quite like this. They can put the whole entire game together and make enormous plays, and I think they're going to make a lot of noise together in the playoffs.
Ashley, I don't think I can count on one hand the number of times sitting in the press box Amari has caught a football and I'd be like, no way, he didn't catch that, he didn't get his feet in, and then you see one replay and it's like, oh, I guess he did. I can't really argue with Mary Kay. He's been incredible.
I know. It truly each week gets more and more impressive. I mean, today alone, he had 2 fourth down catches on the sideline as he's falling out of bounds to keep drives alive. I mean, really, it's so funny because I talked to David Bell this week about him, and this quote has stuck with me the last few days, especially today. I asked him, like, do you think Amari's overrated? He has that reputation. And he said, maybe to fans or analysts, but players in the league know what Coop can do, was his exact words. And I think that showed today.
And look, Amari called Joe Flacco a faith multiplier this week, and then he goes out and they both deliver like that. Now, it's not all good news, because what would a Browns game be without a significant injury? Dustin Hopkins chasing down Dameon Pierce on a kick return touchdown, hurt his hamstring. He did not finish this game. The Browns had to go for 2. They had to go for it on 4th down. It wasn't an issue today, but he's going to get an MRI on Monday, and Mary Kay, everyone in Cleveland will be waiting with bated breath for those results, because Dustin Hopkins has been as important to this team as any other player.
He really has. In fact, Myles Garrett called him the best player on the team. I thought that was very lofty praise coming from actually probably the best player on the team. But yeah, I mean, if they lose him, then they really are going to be hard-pressed to replace him. There's not a lot of Dustin Hopkins sitting around waiting for work. But who knows? The Browns found Joe Flacco, so, maybe Phil Dawson will come and help them in the playoffs or something if they need him. But Dustin has been tremendous, and, man, he was booking on that run, wasn't he?
He really was. He was moving. I was really impressed. He said, Mary Kay, like I almost had made too much effort on that play.
Absolutely. And hopefully it won't have far-reaching implications. They'll get him back soon, but it is a short week.
Yeah, Ashley, we were counting it off when we were out here before we shot the video. Game winners against the Niners, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Bears, and those 4 field goals against the Colts. They aren't where they are. I mean, Mary Kay has written this. They aren't where they are without Dustin Hopkins.
That's 100% correct. And again, I mean, I think the short week aspect of this upcoming game, it can't be understated, right? Because he wouldn't tell us specifics about the injury. We know he's having some imaging done. Him and Kevin Stefanski both said that today. But they had to cobble things together here. They were using Corey Bajorquez a little bit. It's unclear if he's got something going on now, because then in the fourth quarter, we saw them use safety DeAnthony Bell on kickoff, who was a kicker in high school along with the starting quarterback and playing safety. So they got creative here, but that's not something that's sustainable over these last 2 weeks, I think, and in the postseason. So they're going to have to figure it out if Dustin can't go.
Okay, so that was the only bad news today, obviously significant, but other than that, this turned into a party here in Houston for the Browns, 36-22 winners. It wasn't even that close, and now they are, as we said, one win away from returning to the playoffs for the first time since 2020. We will cover it all at cleveland.com/Browns.